It's Jeff and Wilma at Budrum, and we're going to do our veggie garden update. It's the 30th of January 2015, and we've had a lot of rain in recent weeks, and everything's just going berserk. So I'll start over in this far corner over here. So in this corner here, the first thing we have is our Queensland Arrowroot. We've got one of those again. Oh, I've got some bananas there, so that's always our sugar ladyfinger bananas. Now this is our red dragon fruit. So I have two to pick, so I'm going to pick those now. These are the first two for the year. There's a nice fruit there. Have another young fruit here, another one here, and there's quite a few buds. So there's 3 buds, so there's quite a few. So here we have 2 rows of sweet potatoes along here. Over to your left, Wilma, is our mulberry tree. We've got a good crop of that mulberry tree this year, so we're still using those. We had them in the freezer, and I had to give it a big heavy pruning, so I pruned it right back, and now we've got all this new growth, so I may have to prune it again before next season. Around here to the right, that's my young lemongrass plant. Now last year we had a Chinese key in, and we harvested that, and we made a video of that. So that's our Chinese key again. We've got 2 turmeric plants. We've got 2 rows of sweet corn here. That's the super sweet corn. They're looking good. So we have this lot of bananas here. Some not looking so good, but we won't focus on that so much. Here we have more sweet potatoes. I have 4 plants in that group, so I just gave it a heavy pruning. I have 4 ginger plants there. I have another lot of ginger here, and there's some red shallots. That is a Malabar, that's the green Malabar spinach. It just grew wild, so we've been using that. Over to the right here, behind that, that's our snake bean. Our snake beans for this season. For the last 2 months, we got enough snake beans of that to last us all year. And there's still some on there. They're still producing. Look at this one here, for example. Look at that one. And there's more.
And they're beautiful beans.
Beautiful beans. I'd recommend snake beans to anybody. For the amount of room they take up, I feel guilty that we're getting so much food for such a little amount of fertiliser that I'm giving them. It is really good. Now, so what we have growing here wild are some acid-free yellow cherry tomatoes. They're beautiful cherry tomatoes.
They're big, those ones, Jeff.
Yeah, we've had a good crop of cherry tomatoes this year. We've got 2 pineapple plants there. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Now here we have more sweet potatoes, and guess what's over here? So that's a common assassin bug, native to this area. Yeah, here we have some red shallots, just young ones. Now I have a row of pineapples here, 5 pineapples. Now I've changed my growing strategy for pineapples, and I might as well explain it now. What I'm growing is my pineapples in single rows. So if you have your pineapples in a single row, this may be a tip for somebody that wants to grow pineapples. I found that if I have them in double rows, it's too hard to get in amongst the pineapples to pull the weeds out. Plus I've got them elevated up a bit. More ginger. So I grew them fairly close together because I wanted to make some baby stem ginger. I wanted to harvest it young. So whether I actually do that, I'm not sure. More sweet potatoes here. More ginger. So we've got 6 ginger plants in that row there. ginger here, all looking fantastic. Right through here. Dragon fruit that I planted about 6 or 7 months ago, and it's got a fruit on it. It's got its first fruit, so I'm pleased about that. There's a row of pineapples. That's 4 in that row there. I had a double row and I took one row out because it was just too hard to get the weeds out. So same here, got a single row here, and that's the last pineapple from the double row that I had here. This is my elephant's foot yam, also known as Amorphophallus. Known as Amorphophallus because when it flowers, the flower looks like a penis. So I just thought I'd share that. Now we have some more ginger here, just in case we haven't got enough ginger. More sweet potatoes in case we haven't got enough sweet potatoes. This is our white dragon fruit plant. This is the one that gave us 43 last year. To the left here, this is the one, I planted this one the year before last and we got 1 fruit off this, so we showed that on a video last year. So now we have, I've already picked one off this one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 3 more fruit, plus a heap of buds. You can see these buds here. So I've got them sitting in the shade. So we picked those off, one off the old one and one off the new one. Hiding under that dragon fruit, we have a kaffir lime. It's actually got its first fruit.
Yep.
So that's our first fruit from the kaffir lime.
Wow.
So the fruit is very crinkly. So I'm not sure whether you can eat the inside of it, but I did use the zest on another one. This is our crop of pawpaws for this year. We got a massive crop of them on them last year, and they were a fair bit lower. And then we had a bit of a spell where we got a heap of odd shaped ones, but now they're sort of past, and now we've got a whole heap of new, nice new looking pawpaws. So they're a bit taller now, so they might do better with a bit more open and airy. More bananas. We've got a massive amount of bunya shells here from our huge bunya harvest. They'll put all the shells there. A couple of bunches here. We have one bunch there. So we've got another bunch there. Right. We're a little bit shaded here, but we have more sweet potatoes. I just planted that cassava in case somebody wants some, so I'll probably end up digging that out. We've got 6 ginger plants here. Now, last year I was so impressed with the yacon. I had 2 plants last year. This year I planted 8. So I'm more impressed with the yacon than the cassava, so I'm growing more yacon and less cassava. So we have 8. Now these were just monstrous. See how tall this one is. See how tall this one here is.
Yeah.
They're all like that, but they were a bit lopsided, and some of them blew over when we had a lot of rain. They were a bit lopsided weight-wise, so I had to trim them back a fair bit. I've already harvested a couple of young tubers off this, which I didn't anticipate getting some so soon. So here we have about a whole heap of sweet potatoes along there, just in case we don't have enough sweet potatoes. Around to the right of those, there's some more red shallots. Here, the first little tree is our one cassava tree, and then over to behind that is our second elephant's foot yam. So this is another dragon fruit that somebody shared with us. It looks, the colour of it is like a peach colour. A peach colour apparently. Fresh. So we've got to plant that in the garden somewhere. And that's a spinach that somebody gave us. And that's another pineapple. Here we've got a couple of chilies. They're the ghost pepper. The real hot ones. We've got also some chocolate habaneros. Here we have some water spinach, also known as kangkong. And in these boxes here we have some Chinese water chestnuts. So we were a bit concerned about mosquitoes, but we've sort of forgotten about the mosquitoes. We're just keeping the water up to them, keeping the water level high, and we haven't noticed any increase in mosquitoes. So that's the water chestnuts. So we're going to see how this is our first year. That's a bunya tree here. That's a young bunya tree. More red shallots here in those broccoli boxes. We've got strawberries here. I'm just letting the runners develop so that I'll be able to plant those out in a couple of months' time. So that'll be this year's strawberry patch. We've got another ginger and more red shallots and more Malabar spinach. We've got a red cherry tomato. They're quite a bit bigger than those yellow cherry tomatoes. So that's just growing out of a broccoli box. The white dragon fruit that I planted last year, and it's got the first bud. So that just about wraps it up. I forgot to mention that over to the back there we've got the Monsterios. So I've been harvesting those for the last month, and as they ripen I put them in the freezer to make some jam, so I've got to make that. Well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye.